Hi YouTube, my name's Carl. I go to LSU, and today I'll be posting a video about political realism for my international studies course that I'm taking. Anyways, so basically I wanted to give like a background of like a little bit of about what realism is. I wanted to compare it to some other theories in international relations, and most importantly I'd like to talk about kind of my personal take on things and talk about what global realism is and why I'm a global realist. So just a little brief background. I won't like go too deep into it. Like international relations theory kind of suggests that realism is that world politics are driven by competitive self-interest. What this means is that like all these main political actors, have their kind of agenda on, and that would be their interest, and that they compete, for scarce resources. They, compete for, more power. They compete for legitimacy. You name it. They compete for it. The first political realist, talked about in international relations is Thucydides, and he's like this Greek scholar. Basically, his take on things was leaving the gods out of the equation. Like before, they would describe political events like battles or arguments in terms of like how the gods influenced it, and if the god of war was on our side, yay us. Whereas Thucydides describes things very objectively. Anyways, so it's changed over time. Like Hans Morgenthau tried to bring back the classical realism, and the states are the most important actors in the international relations. So that's basically the general background of it. There's more important things, but you probably already know what it is. Liberalism deals more with cooperation rather than competition, and it kind of suggests that people are generally good, and that's why progress and the whole modern world has been able to survive and flourish. Is that we all can work together, we all have rights. And I guess generally like the world is probably really liberal right now, which is probably like a good thing. It says people are generally good. And that's kind of makes a critique on what realism is, and saying that like realism is like pessimistic, and that there's no room for that like harmonic social order, like people working together, and saying that it's just driven by competitive self-interest. But I consider myself as a global realist, not a liberal, and basically like the main distinction here is that global realism really incorporates the environment. The idea is that like states are limited by ecological limits, and like that's why they have to compete for resources, is because they're limited by the conditions that allow them to exist. And so and it's not just states, it's all people in general, so it's an important distinction that it's not left out, because like right now with modernization and industry and the environmental cost is generally left out of the equation, and so global realism looks to incorporate in that cost. The world system of politics correlates to every other global system. So whether that's like the water cycle, the biocycle, But yeah, I guess that's the whole point of this video. I guess there'll be more videos to come. I mean, it was my first video. I'm sorry it wasn't too interesting. It's a nice background though, right?